Goat chores on Nana's farm. Anyone who has ever raised goats knows you better have really strong fences, wear good boots, they love to step on your feet, and be ready for hoof trimming time, especially during mud season. Their hooves get full of mud and they grow over the manure and the mud, and you can get hoof rot if you don't keep them trimmed. All the way to the little goats. This is Coffee. She is such a sweet goat. And cutting away all the extra hoof that grows around the manure and the mud. And it's helpful to have really sharp trimmers and not hit your own fingers. That's my little dog Tips. He loves to chew on the hooves as they fall on the ground. And this is more Coffee. The back feet are a little easier. The front feet are definitely hard to get to. That's Coffee there. This is Sarah. She's our blind goat. And yet she's had a baby. She gets around really good. She finds her way through the pasture. When she was little, I put a bell on her mama so she could hear her mom. This is Pearl. She's 2 years old. And she's a sweet little goat. This is Elsa. She's also 2 years old. She was born in the middle of winter in the frozen time. And, of course, my granddaughters named her. And just cleaning out all the manure and all the mud. This is Ginger. She's a La Mancha. She's 2 years old. She's a sweet little goat. And they don't always like to hold still. Sometimes they are really wiggly while you're trying to trim their hooves. It's not an easy task, especially some of the kinds that have really thick hooves. This is Butters. She's 5 years old. The older the goat, of course, the harder they are to trim. Their hooves are harder. It's a lot harder to get the blades through. And some types of goats actually grow more hooves than others. Most of my goats now are polled. That means they don't have horns. They are born that way naturally, and that's how I like it, and I don't have to dehorn as many. This is Butters. She likes to sit down when I trim her hooves and kick her legs. So I have to kind of sit around her to hold her so I can get the hooves trimmed and all the mud cleaned out good. And you can see the pile of hooves I've got there. By the end of trimming 15 or so goats, there'll be quite a pile. We just got a few of them today. And just to show you a little bit of what farm life is about and what we have to do several times a year. Keep their hooves cleaned up and trimmed. Now the front hooves, those are the challenge, especially the ones over by the wall. Sometimes I have to pull my milk stanchion out and try to get in there from the back side. This is Penny. She's 3 years old. She's a Nubian. All my goats, I have Alpine, La Mancha, Nubian, and there I am.